We're good.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business. It's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today I'm here with my friends and colleagues, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva, and Miss Silviana, who is our marketing specialist. We just want to welcome you to the show, those of you watching live and on the replay, because Monday is when we really get into discussions over coffee talks with the Biz Chicks. So sit back, relax. We hope you'll engage in the conversation, and we would love to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
So,
So,
what's our topic today, Fran?
well, I always get stuff started. So, and this would be in our How We Work series, if we were going to
Mm-hmm.
have a series. And we're talking about the difference and the difference between getting important work done versus urgent work
Mm-hmm.
done. A lot of times we are neglecting our important stuff because we're so focused on solving urgent matters and things of that nature, and that
Mm-hmm.
does not necessarily help our businesses grow or thrive if we're paying attention all the time to the urgent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, ladies, we're saying important work versus urgent work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's giving thesaurus. It's giving, isn't that one and the same, right? To anybody's watching, if you're feeling like, okay, that may be the same thing, you're wrong, but that's okay because I felt the same way, right? Before I got into rooms with ladies like this, I used to think that important work and urgent work were the same, right? But we now know that they're very different.
Right.
Ladies, let me know if I'm wrong, but I would say important work are tasks that contribute to really the long-term goal. It aligns with your core values. These are tasks that are essential for personal professional growth, whereas your urgent work are tasks that demand immediate attention. They're
Okay.
often indicated by external deadlines or emergencies. These are our fires, right? These are like, okay, we got to get these taken care of today.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so that is excellent because the definition is that the important work aligns with your long-term goals and your values, and it moves the needles on big projects.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Urgent work requires immediate attention, and it's often driven by external pressures. Um, on our starting out program today with Dr. Tachi's on Dr. Tachi's Indie Soup Media, there is a
Mm-hmm.
video that goes into detail about that. And one of the aspects it was talking about in the video was when the urgent work sometimes comes up as coworkers coming to ask you for favors. And so now your work ain't getting done.
Oh,
Let's talk about it.
okay. Okay. So
Your
this is
important,
that's considered we file that under urgent or
yes,
under what?
because they little urgent projects. Could you help me with this? Could you help me? Okay, they little urgent projects because they didn't plan for whatever they didn't plan for. Now they're coming
Okay.
over here.
And now it
Yeah.
becomes your urgent project. Now let me tell you a little story. I had a coworker, and as trainers, we always had to do presentations, put presentations together, et cetera, et cetera. This person would invariably come to us 2 days or 3 days before she had to be in another part of the state to give this presentation on her topic, which was not our topic. And allegedly, her computer crashed, something's wrong with her hard drive, whatever, but she couldn't retrieve her information. So now there's a sense of urgency. Yet she has created a sense of urgency that we all need to respond to, because otherwise the entire unit looks incompetent.
Mhm.
And
So
I mean,
the
this was a consistent factor. to the point where I would prepare presentations because I knew it was gonna I would just go ahead and do her work.
I have a girlfriend. I think she's tuning in right now. Her name is Takara Johnson. Absolutely phenomenal woman. You should look into her music. I mean, she does amazing things, but she is a close friend that lives, and her mother instilled this in her. Your poor planning is not a part of my emergency.
Exactly.
No, I mean, she says it. Miss Earlene Brown says it all
Your
day
failure
long.
to plan does not constitute an emergency on my part.
No, ma'am.
And,
And let's
and
think about it. There are some larger consequences of ignoring important work. Let's just say this employee comes in and you're helping them, and now time has been lost. This can lead to stagnation on you or the project, missed
Mhm.
opportunities, depending on what that important work, because it's important for a reason, right, y'all? It's
Yes.
important work. It cannot be missed. These are missed opportunities. And overall, it can cause a lack of progress towards your major goals. So, yes, urgent tasks
Mhm.
are important. Most of them are caused by immediate problems, right? Urgent means immediate problems are happening now. These are crises, depending on maybe not addressing a situation properly. But to be very clear, they are often less significant in the long term, comparably to important work. Okay. Important work
Mhm.
is the priority, folks.
Mhm.
and it's going to impact you. There will be some legitimate urgent stuff.
So,
Okay, the plumbing, the plumbing sprung a leak. That's urgent, needs to be handled, or else computers are going down. A whole bunch of other stuff is going to happen. So that's legitimate, urgent, and we need to stop and handle that. But we need to also be concentrate on our important stuff. And see, sometimes the important stuff is lackluster. It is not,
mhm. Mm.
woo, it's just kind of, it's tedious. You're doing the work. There's no instant gratification for you doing the important work. And so if we are people who tend to want to have that adrenaline rush of
Mm.
woo, finishing something because it was an urgent,
Mhm.
flying by the seat of your pants, there are people who work like that all the time.
And that's really difficult for me to deal with. I am really a planner. I really like to know what the flight plan is, when we're going to arrive, what's at least the estimated time of arrival, uh, or I'd like to know what form of transportation. I don't know. And at the same time, I'm not a really super detailed person, but I do like to know what is the outline here. What's the general plan and what's the timetable?
And so our important work probably requires a plan.
Hmm.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so it's important. It needs to be planned out. And with me just thinking that the stuff that's not planned out and we call urgent, some stuff is not getting done correctly because we're in the fight or flight mode.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I got to do this. And in the video, it also talked about how sometimes meetings, people just be
Mm.
calling meetings, you trying to get the work done, and then somebody's calling a meeting. Come on, everybody, are we supposed to execute on something over here? We are not executing.
Oh, I think, one thing, because I have worked in corporate America for most of my career until I became a self-employed entrepreneur. That is one huge thing for corporate America. I was a consultant. I was a digital marketing consultant. We're not going to talk about the company, great company, but that was a part of my day-to-day issues. I'm trying to get work done. You're telling me that it's due by 5 o'clock end of day, but yet
Mhm.
you're setting up meetings on my calendar that really could be emailed, right? We're talking about nothing at all. You're asking me questions. Now, granted, let me put this disclaimer in. I'm a very big advocate for asking clarifying questions to then speed up the process, right? You
Mhm.
shouldn't be looking for something that's taking 20, 15, 20 to 30 minutes because you don't want to ask someone that really could lead you to the right place in 5, right? That's
Yes.
not working smarter, that's working harder. But for
Mhm.
someone who's day to day, you're trying to get something done, but yet you are finding distractions or other people are distracting you, yeah, that you're then at that point ignoring the important work. And I think we as entrepreneurs, because we don't always have as many distractions as, let's just say, a corporate employee, sometimes I think we confuse the urgent work and the important work because, like I was saying before, they blend together. Because again, for an entrepreneur, you can't tell me that not having gas in my car ain't important if I can't make it to this meeting, right? But truly, we're lacking accountability, because for real, sis, you knew that gas should have been in your car yesterday, right? So is it really urgent, or are these tasks that are now becoming top priority because they're stopping us from now getting to our important work, right? That's not what we want to do. So I did want to, Miss Francine, if it's okay, provide some examples of what important work looks like and an urgent work, because again, I was too confused on this. So important work, that is the strategic planning, right? That's the doubling down, trying to figure out what's next within your business model. That's the skill development. That's taking time to say, hey, I might need to go to this leadership training, or hey, I might need to brush up on these skills that are ultimately going to set me apart or help me in the long run, right? Building key relationships, very important. These are things that take time and is work, right? I think sometimes we say, oh, building relationships shouldn't be a daunting thing. Well, if you are intentionally building relationships, sometimes it is work, right? It may turn into leisure later, but it may start as work. Setting long-term goals. Goal planning is important work, because again, if you don't know where you're going, you don't know where to start, right? At that point, you're doing yourself a disservice. And working on major projects, so that may be admin, that may be sponsorship, depending on your industry. Those major projects are going to be specific to you, but you know what those are. Comparably to urgent work, where that's handling day-to-day emergencies, right? Putting out those fires, responding to, let's hear the key word, last minute request, right? Meeting tight deadlines. Why are they tight, y'all? And dealing with interruption. So again, things that take up time but aren't really being effective. They're not. It's like
you're busy, but you're not being productive because you're spending time doing some stuff that is not priority. It's stuff that needs to get done, but doesn't need to get done now. No. And that's the work from home. Some things that could be a problem from some people working at home, because they're feeding the cat, washing the dishes, putting the laundry in, doing some other stuff when you're supposed to be working. Not saying that.
No, Miss Francine, let them know, because working from home is not for everyone, especially those within my generation. It's like everybody wants to be a hybrid worker. Everybody wants to work from home. But let's be very honest, folks. Not all of us have the humility and accountability to work from home. You may need that micromanagement. You may need that, okay, it's 12 o'clock, it's lunchtime. You may need that time keeper for you, right? Essentially. Working from home is hard. You have to remain diligent. Even being an entrepreneur, we set our schedules, right? It's very easy to say, today I woke up, I know I need to do this, but my girlfriend didn't call. Now this turned into a picnic day, where no laptops in sight. You have to be very intentional, I want to say, as an entrepreneur, and even as a leader, when trying to figure out, okay, what's important and what's going to move the needle.
Exactly.
And not allowing your time to be hijacked.
Yes.
Because these people with these urgent needs, all of a sudden, especially if you're working from home, someone comes through the office, they see you in the office. Now they got homework, they have
yes.
Okay.
They have an emotional emergency and they need to talk to you right now.
You'd be like, is it important? Is you dying? Let's
Is
really
anybody
measure.
bleeding?
Right. Let's measure what the priority really is.
Right. Or are we going out to get something to eat? You do see me on this Zoom call, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
No.
Or a girlfriend calling you too early in the morning when you have to get ready to do something important, or the opposite, you got to get to bed, but no, stay for a little longer. These are, small or big, we're talking about the same thing, folks.
Exactly. Or a spouse who wants to watch the game all night, and you have to be up at 6 for a call from overseas. I don't know, it's like
Yes. Yes. My mother has done a great job of telling my father today is not cooking day. Find your next meal because it ain't coming from me. I have things to do because again, you may say, okay, fine, let me just make a little sandwich or something, but that takes away maybe your cleaning time, or maybe you're doing this time, and then now you're all
Your
discombobulated
focus is broken.
because we didn't say no, right? Come on now.
And
This
it all
is
goes, go ahead, Fran. What were you going to say?
no. Go ahead, Terry. It all
I was
goes
going to
back
say,
to
it
what?
all goes back to these basic things that we try to instill in you as biz chicks. No is a complete sentence, and everything is not for you to fix.
Yeah, put your capes away,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen.
Leave something for Jesus to do, people. Okay?
Oh,
I like
then, okay, can let other people do their work.
yeah.
Okay. And
Okay,
will they ever get there if we keep doing their work? And this persisted because the supervisor would not get rid of this person in the workplace. That was the example I was giving. But when you have control over who you interact with and who you have to, so you can take other steps.
right.
Absolutely. And y'all
So,
know who to call, who not to call in the middle of the day. There's like my uncle Sean, love him to death, but that I know that's gonna be a 3-hour call.
Mm,
I probably
right,
mm.
shouldn't call him.
you do, and you be like, okay, and
That
yes,
needs to
and
go to voicemail.
there are. I'm looking at my little notes here. There's an
Mhm.
Eisenhower matrix tool
Yes.
where it's divided into 4 quadrants, and that first quadrant is important.
It's do,
Yeah.
plan,
No,
delegate, and
no.
eliminate.
This one is it prioritizes it. Let me
Mm-hmm.
see if I can pull up one, and so we can take a look at the Eisenhower matrix,
Mm-hmm.
because it is it'll help us. I learned this when I was doing the Franklin Planner, I think it was,
Uh-huh.
and you divided up the work into 4 quadrants, and I just need to see one.
Do, decide, delegate, and delete.
Not that one.
Not
Okay.
that not that
Uh,
one?
it
Okay.
is important because it was talking about tasks that are important and urgent, was up in the top left.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Then it
Okay.
was in the top right was tasks that were important but not urgent. Then there were tasks that were um, urgent. I need to find it. Y'all talk. I'm gonna find this.
Okay.
I,
But
I
yes.
go ahead. What were we going to say?
I was just going to say the benefits of utilizing the Eisenhower matrix is like she was saying to categorize tasks based on urgent, comparably to important, and focus on what truly matters. I think with prioritizing important work, the best thing to do is to prevent constant reactive behaviors. And constant reactive behaviors is typically happening when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? Not taking care of that important work when it was supposed
Ah.
to happen.
Stop right there, Sylvian.
Yes,
Not
ma'am.
doing what? What you're
Supposed
supposed.
to do. Yes, ma'am.
And I think that this is so true, and it starts early. And the earlier we begin to train ourselves and train others, um, our coworkers, our children, our the people we interact with. Well, obviously, we're having this conversation because you didn't do what you was.
Right. What you were supposed to do.
So when you have this situation again, and you're thinking about calling me, I'm gonna tell you what I told my kids in college. You need to hang up and make another call because I'm
Yes.
not the one.
No,
So
seriously.
okay, so you guys are right. It does talk about do, schedule, delegate, and delete. But there's the urgent and the not urgent. And then there's
Mm-hmm.
the important and not important. So
Mm-hmm.
if something's in the urgent and important, that thing needs to happen.
Okay.
And then there's the important and not urgent,
Mm-hmm.
really needs, that's your day to day, I think needs to happen.
Right.
And then there's in the quadrant down below, there's the not important, but urgent. You see,
Okay.
we got urgent up here, but it ain't important. I don't need to be
Mhm.
doing it.
Right.
And then it's not urgent, nor is it important. I definitely don't need to be doing it.
It
And this
doesn't
is
need to be
good.
on the plate.
Right. This is good because again, typically when we're trying to figure out our day to day, right? If you
Mhm.
are a to-do lister or you have a planner, you probably already have this going well. But even actually, that's not true because even myself, I'll have a planner, a to-do list, and I have to break it down to my top 3 priorities for the day. Like I'm always constantly still trying to nail down what is urgent. And I think
Okay.
this matrix is so important because we tend to put a lot of, I'm sorry, important. We typically put a lot of things that are important in the urgent bucket or vice versa. And it's like, no, it may feel urgent to you, but is it important to the business? Is it
Mhm.
important to the goal? Is it moving the needle, right? Is it,
Yes.
it may be affecting me personally, emotionally, right? Or it may be stressing me out or causing me a lot of frustration, but is it important to the business? Is it important to
Mhm.
the mission? And I think sometimes this gives us a true kind of, check, a real check. Like, let me check myself. Is this important to me or is this important to the business? Because again, if it's not important to you and to the business, it may just be urgent and not that important.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I'm thinking with this, you can create your own matrix. You take a piece of
Mhm.
paper and draw a cross on it,
Absolutely.
and you put what's at the top. Let me look at this again. Urgent, not urgent.
It's-
And then on this side, important,
mm.
important, not important. Okay. Oh, I can do that. I can create my
Mhm.
Absolutely.
own.
You can create it on a whiteboard or somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right. And I
Or
have
even
like I love this little whiteboard I have from
mhm. Or
Staples.
on your app on your
Mhm.
iPad. And
Yes.
just every day you just sort of take it out and start over.
And then yes, and so now when something comes across your desk or lands in your inbox, you can
Mhm.
check it against these 4 boxes. Is this mine or is somebody else doing this?
Exactly.
Yep.
And we really have to take a hold of our time.
Yes,
We
ma'am. And
must. Go ahead.
but how do I do that, Miss Francine? How do I take a hold of my time? Because it sounds easier said than done, but we only have 24 hours and really not even that because we have about 12 because 8 to 10 of those I'm sleeping. And that just is what it is, right?
Right.
So really we have about 10 to 12 hours in the
Mhm.
day to really make it happen, right? So I
Mhm.
think for me, what helps is balance. Balance is huge for me. So
Okay.
allocating specific time blocks in my schedule for important tasks to ensure progress or consistent progress is huge for me because sometimes you have to say, okay, from 8 to 9, I'm going to work on specifically this to ensure this is moving forward. Because if you don't sometimes be that specific, then you're like, okay, well, I could do this, I could do that. And what do we know about the humans? Giving us too many options?
We're
We're
not
not doing that.
we're not doing out. We're
We're
not
not
doing
doing
nothing. This
nothing.
could be ice cream. We are out.
Well,
Stuff
well,
we're like, mm-mm.
I like this because before you time block, you can put it in here and see what should I be time blocking.
Yes.
Right.
Do I need to
So,
move some things around in those time blocks?
and maybe this is, maybe we do our little matrix thing, put it on our thing
Hmm.
first. And then this, like you said, decide what am I going to be time blocking based on this thing. And then I'm looking at, oh, I got a call because we get a text message from somebody
Yes.
asking
Urgent.
because
Call me
because
now.
now people can send you something, and now you need to decide whatever they ask you to do on that text, where does that go on this matrix?
Yep.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
You also may want to decide if I'm working on something urgent, do I
Yes.
even want those messages to come through?
Yeah.
Am I also going to turn off my ringer, my notification, whatever I have to do to have peace so I can
Yes.
get this done? That
And
might be a part of handling urgent situations?
Absolutely. And do I have to be the person to handle them? I think as entrepreneurs, we don't delegate enough. Let me say that. We don't delegate enough. So handle urgent tasks efficiently. And efficiently
Mhm.
may not be you, sweetie. It may not. So you should be delegating whenever possible to minimize the disruption so that you can focus on your important task. Okay. And then also, what I would like to say is develop a proactive approach, a mindset, so that you're reducing the frequency of urgent tasks by planning ahead and anticipating potential issues. You know better than what we know what's going to be a red flag. Typically, you already saw the red flag last week, but you were like, no, 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 I'm going to bring them in on a team. And now we have urgent tasks because we got to fire, hire, replace, come on, y'all. So let's look at anticipate the potential issues before they arise.
Yeah, this is and I think we need to have these conversations every once in a while to remind us, because we will get sucked back into the matrix and we're whirling around trying to help everybody. I don't need to be helping everybody. I need to stay on task. And if I can help you along the way while I'm on my task, well, we'll talk about that. I might not be able to help you, and you're going to need to be okay with that.
And
Yep.
I may not have time to build up the skill to resolve this. If I need to take a workshop, I need to train myself how to use an app. Maybe I need to find someone who already has that skill, like you said, and delegate it to them. Stop trying to fix everything. If you're not a plumber, stop working on the plumbing.
Just put down the wrench. Put it down.
Step away from the sink.
Put it down. And honestly, cultivate the discipline to say no.
Okay,
No.
there is in the video, if you watch it today, it talks about that. It talks about learning the resolve to say no and how to do it politely, but saying no all the same.
I
Get
tell you,
somebody
there's a
else
lot of
to do it.
assignments I'm just not available for.
Listen,
I'm
God has
sorry.
my time.
I'm not available for that assignment.
And
Not
if you are focused so much on somebody else's assignment, yours is not going to get done, because like Miss Sylviana said, we ain't got a 20, well, wait, we got 12.
about
Of
12
working.
of working.
And if you are on other people's assignment, yours is not going to get done. And that's why there's a lot of people who are feeling resentful and all whatever, because because I'm pushing fun this week or this year. There are people who are not having fun because they doing their work and then taking on the work of somebody else, and there's no room for fun. And then that they're mad at the world. No, tell them people no.
Tell them no.
And go play.
Yeah, and it may be some people that you haven't been saying no to in the past.
Right.
You may just have to say, look, everything is not for me to fix.
There are some people we feel obligated to. Well, they're the significant other. Oh, those are my children, and maybe I didn't do right by them when they were little. Whatever.
And do not let anybody compare your old self to your new self. Okay, every day I wake up, I can transform. Okay, my name is not Sylviana. Okay, it's just more. Okay, you are not held to the expectation of anyone else. So if they say, well, you was doing this before, you ain't gonna do it now. No. Today's a brand new day. God has changed me. It's a brand new day, okay? So like Miss Francine said, recognize the difference between being busy and being productive. Busy work often feels urgent, but isn't necessarily important. And then, like myself, avoid the trap of perfectionism. Sometimes we can make important work feel urgent and overwhelming, and they tend to lead to procrastination. So let's not even do it. It's okay. Get somebody else to do it.
Oh my gosh, this has been an enlightening conversation.
Feel okay with saying no.
Feel okay.
Get used to the feeling of peace and not chaos. Getting used to not being a chaotic state where you're, oh my God, where's this? And you're okay. I've seen people where their attaché or their bag is overrunning and stuff because they got so many things that they're trying to do that they're trying to shove it in there. No, I'm only going to be working on the thing that I'm working on. So my bag, I wanted to look stylish and chic, like a New York tote with the nice slim leather. And you can't be doing everybody's work bulging all out of that for that to look good.
Right. You got to leave a little bit of room for yourself, y'all.
Well, not only that, can you even find my paperwork down in there? No, seriously. Did you leave half my paperwork on your desk? And now you're trying to have a conversation with me about my finances. You're pulling out my portfolio and, oh, I don't know what happened to that page. What?
Right. And I think we've talked about this in past episodes, like the signs. You know you're burnt out. You know your pitfalls before anybody else does. You know when you have too much on your plate. You know when you're feeling overwhelmed. These are all signs that, okay, I might need to do a matrix. There's a little too much urgent that may need to remove itself so that I can move up the important things.
Yes. And what is urgent for this project? Can we just do, if I have a client today, can I take their stuff, put it on the desk, and separate it according to this matrix?
Yeah.
And everybody else's paperwork remains at the office so that, like Fran said, stuff's not spilling out. I ain't got stuff on the floor of the car. And my paperwork is in your back seat. What? So let's take that and apply it to one project at a time, even.
Absolutely.
We do the big thing, then we take the matrix out and do it again for that, whatever we're working on. How about that?
Yeah, I like that because Sylviana said it, focus. Like when I work with a real estate client, I work with one client that day. It could even be for this 4-hour period, I'm working with this client. I'm working on all their stuff, whether it's online or whether I'm driving to go do something, but I'm focused on that client. I am not trying to do 3 or 4 people at one time.
No, okay. Ma'am. You're not helping nobody. Listen, you're doing everybody a disservice when you are all over the place, okay? So what I'm hearing, guys, and you guys let me know if I'm wrong, but this is what, because I'm a practical person. So anytime I hear good advice, I'm like, okay, so how do I implement this? How do I apply it in my day-to-day life, right? So these are the practical strategies that I think that I do that I would like to share. 1, start each day by identifying your top 3 priorities and important tasks and commit to completing them. That's the second part. Commit to completing them, not 5, 3 top important tasks. Okay, folks? Then once you do that, you limit your distractions by setting boundaries for focused work time. Put that phone off, which I know you mentioned. Put it on do not disturb. Say no, right? Close your door.
Turn it off.
Change your work environment if it's too distracting, right? And then 3, regularly review your long-term goals and adjust your daily activities to stay aligned with them. And I think we mentioned that just now. Just focus on what you're focusing on because it may change tomorrow. It's important that you're constantly reviewing your long-term goals because you may not be aligned. You may be stressing yourself out doing work that has nothing to do with anything, right? And we do that when we're completely all over the place, just kind of moving and not thinking. You're like, okay, wait, I already got my oil change. Now I didn't sit here for an hour because I'm all over the place, completely have forgotten what I've done and not done, right? It shows. And we end up wasting more time that way. So yeah, those are my practical strategies I wanted to share.
And I'll take that. So my takeaway from today is using the matrix and looking at on my to-do, because I have my reminder on Apple. You can set a reminder for whatever, and you can put the master to-do list, and then there's to do today, and then there's to do now. So putting those in a matrix, I'm looking at the master to do. I don't need to do none of that today. Oh, here's the stuff that I need to do today.
Now is urgent.
And these are the things that need to be on the important list. And then the other stuff, It doesn't make it to the now. The to do now, which is the stuff that I've already deemed important, but it may not be urgent, but it's important. Those are the things that I'm going to do now. Other stuff, I'm like,
Sounds like you're not even doing urgent, right? We don't want it to get there. It's not. We're not even gonna get to urgent.
It was like the kids would come home and all weekend, and then talk about Tuesday. We're supposed to have cupcakes. Well, y'all won't be having cupcakes from my house because I'm not doing it. You should have told me where I could go buy them because I'm not cooking them either. So. But you don't tell me the day you need them. Sorry, it's just not going to happen.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that's what I mean by it starts early. Training people how to prioritize their lives, and so that they don't end up being in and what do you call it? An alleged emergency for you.
And that's going to help them too, because you're training them how you work. And it's teaching them maybe and maybe they'll pick up a clue or two.
Right.
Oh, you can't go to Miss Ileana and just come up in there any kind of way, girl. You need to have your stuff together when you're working with her.
Let them know. But yes, I mean, when we are small business owners, and I would like to leave the audience with this. As a small business owner, do not do yourself a disservice by comparing yourself to another small business owner. Compare yourself to these larger franchises, these conglomerates, right? And you may be telling yourself, well, they're always doing something. They're always moving the needle. To be very clear, they're prioritizing the important task, okay? That is the difference in the success that you see from someone who's just moving. I forgot what that saying is. You're moving, but you're not moving. Like, you're moving in a circle, but you're not moving forward, right? You're just kind of moving, but not moving forward, right?
You're on a little hamster wheel.
Exactly. If you feel that you're in a hamster wheel, you may be prioritizing urgent and not important. Okay, folks? When we see beautiful ladies like this that are constantly putting together season 52 events and brunches, and we have a Monday through Friday schedule and we're doing it right, we're showing up every day, it's because we're prioritizing the important tasks, folks. We already are in flow. We're very clear every single week what our priorities are. We have a routine. We're prioritizing important work, and we understand based on reflecting on our accomplishments and adjusting our focuses that we're constantly aligning with our long-term goals. And that is what we're trying to do. Get to the bag, folks. So if we ain't getting there, I need a matrix. That's what you should be saying today. Oh, yeah, I need a matrix.
I think I might create a BizChicks matrix.
Yes.
Make one of ours. And then we'll put it up. If you're a BizChicks in our part of our BizChicks network, which you can do by texting biz to 33777 or going to bizchicks.net. We will send that to you. We will send you the BizChicks matrix. I will make that today. Because I'm just seeing it and I'm like, okay, yeah, with our colors and all of our stuff. And it's simple. Our matrix ain't deep and where you can't understand it. Yeah, because there's a lot of them out there. And I'm like, okay, that was a little confusing. But ours is going to be straightforward, something simple, because that's how we like doing stuff. Because we're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. And in order for us to do that, it needs to be simple. It needs to be something that you can implement easily and then do it.
Yes. So leverage the BizChicks matrix, leverage your own. Pen and paper is still good, you guys. Don't get too fancy smancy, right? Focus on the basics. And once you have filled out your matrix, if you feel comfortable, go to this conversation, this coffee conversation, today's episode, and drop a picture of your matrix in the chat. I would love to see them.
Do that. And we've got an event coming up on our next First Monday event. We are getting out of the box. We're doing some stuff. So let me share this with you. We are jumping out of the box. We're going to have a block party. Ooh. And so what we want to do, let me see how I'm going to bring this up. I'm still learning some stuff. Oh, there we
Do you
go.
want me to hit this picture I have over here? Oh, there you
Is
go.
that it?
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm just like, okay, I got to figure out some other stuff. However, it is here. So this is the BizChicks block party. It's $10 to attend. We're going to network. We're going to connect. We're going to share. We're going to go grow. It'll be at our Cap City offices at 3810 Broadway in Sacramento. You can scan the QR code there to if you want to become a vendor or get your ticket. You can do it right there. Claudia, one of our BizChicks, is going to be catering for us that day. And so we're going to have some really good food, a good time, and you get to bring your, what am I going to call it? I was going to say your wares, but you get to show us what you do. Bring it, show us, and yeah. Anything you guys would like to add? I'm going to put it out on, we're going to be sending it out. Look for it on Facebook and on our YouTube channel and some other stuff. But we thought, let's have some fun.
Yeah, I do want to say there are a limited number of vendor spaces, so you want to be proactive about it, and the fees are really reasonable.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you are someone who's been asking yourself, oh, I need to connect. Oh, I need to find a group of like-minded women. Oh, I want to get out, learn more. Here it is. Here it is, right? Now it's on you. Pay the $10. I mean, come on, y'all. $10, that's cheaper than most of America right now. Okay.
Well, it's cheaper than a lot of fast food places.
Exactly. Pay the $10, come out to the block party, meet us, right? And meet 100 more ladies that also can benefit and add value to you.
Yep.
We're
so
looking
you'll be
forward
seeing
to
this popping up. You'll be seeing this popping up, but do get your tickets. Come on out and join us. This is going to be our first Monday block party. Just going to have some fun, get to know. It's summer. We need to shake some stuff up. So looking forward to seeing you there. Once again, you become a part of the BizChicks community. You can go to text Biz to 33777. Or you can go to bizchicks.net. However you get there, we welcome you and we're looking forward to seeing you. And we're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. So we'll be back tomorrow. TJ will be on doing marketing talks. And then Wednesday, Coach Karen will be our money mindset coach. She's going to help us keep our thinking straight where our money is concerned. Robin and guests will be with Happy Healthy Habits. And then we'll be talking tech with the Tech Divas on Friday. And because this is Apple is doing their WWDC, we're going to have a lot to talk about on Friday. So be sure to join us. Any last words, ladies?
We just want to thank you for your time, folks, and we look forward to seeing you. On Thursday, Maureen will be in the house, Maureen Stevenson. So,
cool.
That's always exciting for Happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shimizu.
Good.
Absolutely.
Look for say that again.
Oh, no comments.
Okay. Well, look for your matrix because I'm going to create it and then send it out on our email list. So if you're part of the BizChicks community, you'll get your matrix. No charge, but you get to have some fun with that. So we'll see you next time. Appreciate you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.